Hello, it's Andrew from Minnels. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the process of researching keywords and product targets you can put for your PPC campaigns. And the thing is, of course, it really depends on the type of product you are selling, but in this video, I would like to provide a kind of thinking that I would recommend to implement in order to find those keywords that you want to implement in your PPC campaigns. So, as the first step, let's take the kids temporary tattoos as an example and make research for this product. So what I do in most of the cases, of course, first thing I go to the target Amazon market I'm researching on. In this case, it's gonna be the US market. So then you need to basically define your main keyword. So if you're selling yoga mat, again, the main keyword gonna be yoga mat. But then if you're selling a specific product, which in this case might be, if we just find generic kids temporary tattoos and we scroll down what is their product offering, we can see that basically there are just individual wrapped common kids temporary tattoos, but then there are also glow temporary tattoos. And this is a great example because those are kind of not the same product. So can customer who is just researching kids temporary tattoos potentially end up buying glow temporary tattoos? Of course, but if I am specifically looking for the glow temporary tattoos, I'm less likely to convert for just a normal kids temporary tattoo. So that's why before doing the research for your products, you just need to understand whether there are some specifics. Let's say some kind of vitamins or supplements. Maybe there is some supplements for kids. So you want to ensure that you are researching supplements for kids, not just normal ones. But let's just step by step go through the research here. So the first thing, of course, I want to ensure that there is a local zip code here. And there is a simple reason for that. I mean, if I don't put the local market zip code, I'm simply not going to see all the products. Let's say I'm currently in Latvia. If I put the Latvian address here, not all the sellers sell to and deliver to Latvia. Also, if Amazon is the seller and they're doing this through the vendor central, the same picture might apply. So if you want to see all the product offerings as the customers in that market would see, you just ensure that you put a local zip code. Again, how you do this, you just go US, zip codes, New York, or something like this. Then you go and you will see some examples. Then you can just put it there and then you are all set up with the research. So the first thing, again, what I need to do to collect some keywords, I prefer to use Helium. Again, there are some other tools like Zone Guru, Jungle Scout, and I actually believe Zone Guru is doing quite well now, developing a lot. But I'm still sticking to Helium, it just shows all the things I need to see, a lot of different tools. So for now, I would recommend Helium. Then you just download the Google Chrome extension, quite easy, Helium 10, Chrome extension. You also have the free version with some limits, but you can try it as the first step. Then we go to Helium, we use X-Ray in this case. Basically, that's a tool that allows me to see more information about all the products that are there on the first page. And important factor is that you can see those ones are marked with sponsored. So those are actually advertising. So those sellers are paying for this placement. And then if you scroll down and you don't see the sponsored rank, again, this is organically ranked on the first page, the best sellers, they're ranked the best. So we just need to evaluate, of course, the best sellers, the ones who got organic ranking first. So we press X-ray. We do the load more results just to get the full picture. And here we get a lot of different sellers. You have a lot of different settings like product details, ASIN. This is the individual number of each product. You use this number to set up your Amazon PPC campaigns. The brand name, price, sales, revenue. So we can sort all this information, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But before that, what you need to change, you go to filter results and you wanna press hide sponsored products from results. The reason why we do so is that not all the sponsored products that's gonna appear here are gonna be actually bestsellers. So if you're a new seller, you can pay per click and appear here. But maybe you're not that established yet and you don't have that much rankings, indexing on Amazon, so you're not the best ASIN to look into for the research and setting up the campaigns. So we go here, we press hide sponsor products, and then we apply filters. And now this is the information that we want to work with. Here what you need to do, first thing, again, as we discussed, there might be some competitors that actually are not true of your competitors. Again, you have to think about it. Let's say I'm selling normal tattoos, but then there are glow tattoos as an option. Would I consider it for keywords? Yes, but I would exclude probably the glow tattoos as the first option. But to make it easier, you can also go and just ensure you navigate here, you check if this is the relevant product, if it's actually a competitor, and then irrelevant ones you can just simply delete like this. And then you work with other competitors that are left on this list. And then we filter them by revenue, and we choose the products that we want to research on, that we want to take some keywords and see what they're ranked for and how they're doing in Amazon. Let's say we're picking those ones. Again, still, let's use glow tattoos as an example. Take the best sellers, around 5, 6. You research, you pick the ones that you think are the best options. Again, I'm just quickly doing this to show you how to proceed further. And then we run Cerebro, which is the tool that shows you all the keywords that those ASINs are ranked for, their position, and in general, all the keywords that are associated with those product listings. You end up on this page, and basically Helium offers a lot of settings, a lot of filters that you can work with. But to be honest, to make it simple, to make it as a foundation, you don't need to put all those filters. Later you can play around, try to discover maybe some new keywords. But in the beginning, it's fine if you just pick the most important one, which in this case will be search volume, as I want to see the best keywords, kind of mostly search ones. So I would limit it to at least having 150 searches per month. Important factor, you have to consider that some products are seasonal. So let's say this product might have less search volume in December for the last 30 days, which normally Helium shows you, compared to summer. So you want to ensure that those type of researches are done not just once a year, but you try to follow the trend and see how the keywords are performing. And based on this data, you might be able and you might want to add those keywords later on. So we take 150 keywords at least, and then we want to ensure that the rank of those, the position that those ASINs we're picking, and in this case is gonna take the first ASIN that you put, but if you're putting the best sellers, it's gonna be quite similar situation for them. You just put from 1 to 15. And then you apply filters. Now you see a lot of different keywords that are actually good when it comes to ranking for your competitors, and now you can check whether those keywords are relevant to your product. Basically, how to ensure and check whether this keyword works. First thing, of course, you logically try to assume whether it's suitable or not. The second thing, if you just navigate cursor on this keyword, it should show you the top 10 ranked products for this keyword. And then you can see whether the competitors that you see here are actually relevant to your product. You can also click here and go to the search page where Amazon is going to show you top results for this keyword specifically. Then basically you just go here, you delete irrelevant ones. You can make some adjustments by, of course, filtering and sorting this out from the most searched ones. And you just try to remove the ones that are not relevant. For instance, Barbie tattoo stamper. Okay, if it's not relevant for your product, it's not associated with Barbie, you remove it. Also, in some categories, you have to remember that there are some words that you cannot use. Let's say Disney. I mean, it solely needs to be used for the products which has the right to use this keyword in their product title, or for advertising. But for advertising, it might be actually okay, but if you put some prohibited words in the listing, you might have some problems. But it's not a common situation, so you only worry about it if you deal with this type of products that are kind of targeted to the brand. You go and check all the products. Again, we're mostly interested in the ones that have more than 200-300 in search volume, and then we can just pick the ones that are relevant. And what we do now, we create a keyword list because we want to store all of these keywords in one file that we can later use. Then we press add to my list, and here you need to create a new folder, test keywords. You save it. An important thing that you have to, those are not added yet to this folder. You type it here, test keywords, and now those are added. And you will see here how many keywords. So if you're researching and adding more keywords, don't worry about duplicates. If it's already stored in this folder, it's not going to be added one more time. So this is the first step that you do. You just take a look at your competitors. You run Cerebro. And then you can also do this manually for the separate ASINs. That's something I would recommend actually to do because you want to find as many keywords as possible. So first you try it for, let's say, 5-6 products. Then you go and do this for other products separately. The second step would be that you take the main keyword. In this case, it's temporary tattoo kids. We go to Magnet tool, which is the basic keyword research tool by Helium. Then we put this keyword, ensure that the market is correct that we're researching, and press get keywords. And then in our case, we have almost 4,000 keywords, which are, of course, not all of them are tempered to those kids. The way how Helium and Amazon works, they kind of take into account all the factors and all the phrases that are associated with the keyword you're searching for. You know, if someone research for temporary tattoos kids didn't buy it and went and bought completely separate product, it might somehow be stored in the system, but you have to narrow down, of course. You only need to look into the relevant keywords. In this case, how do we narrow down? We go and first option, we go to match type, and then you will see there are 3 different match types. In this case, you would need to use organic and smart complete. The first option you do, you just pick those 2. You can also limit your search volume, let's say from 150, and then you apply filters. And then you see 71 keywords. Basically what those match types do, they kind of try to give you the most relevant ones, the ones that were organically searched and then purchased for this product. And then again, you go through all of those keywords, you ensure to sort it by search volume, and then you just pick if there are some keywords that you didn't find when doing the initial Cerebro research. Don't worry about duplicates. Again, if I'm adding the keyword that has been added before in that folder you created, it's not going to appear for a second time. You just go pick keywords that you're interested in. Kid temporary tattoo. I'm just adding to the list. Test. Boom, it's there. Then you go to the second page. Just ensure that the moment you switch to the second page or third page, before that you save keywords to the folder, because as soon as you are going to the next page, those are not going to be saved. I mean, that you selected. Selections are just being reloaded. Then what you try next, you go and you press only organic, apply filters one more time. You will see more keywords, of course, but then you look into the most searched ones. And you do another thing I'm going to mention now, and you reply for the smart complete, just to ensure that you have the full picture of over different keywords. And when you see this situation that more than 100 or 200 keywords, a lot of keywords that are not associated with your product, what you do next, you go and you think, okay, kids temporary tattoos, which keywords are most likely to be always part of the search query that the customer search. What I mean by that, so I'm selling kids tattoos, but let's say girl tattoos temporary for kids. But customer might search for girls tattoos temporary, not for kids. So the keywords we can check is tattoos temporary, for instance. We put it here in the phrase containing and press all. So basically we're telling Helium, hey, show me all the keywords that actually contain this phrase. And then you apply filters. And then you have 77 keywords that contain tattoos temporary. And then you go and you check those keywords. So you pick a phrase that is associated with your product and you just try it in different order, trying to put different words here. And then you apply filters. You can actually remove match type just to get a broader research selection, apply filters, and then you will see all the keywords that are tattoos temporary. And then you see, okay, a lot of just temporary tattoos that are not only for kids. Then you are adding kids. You press all. And then as we put too many words, of course, it narrows down. So that's why you want to ensure that you are not putting like 4 or 5 words here. Of course, if you're trying to make a super narrow research, you can do so. But the most important things for you to know is you have to utilize search volume. You have to utilize match type, but you can actually just use phrases containing just to make a broad research. So you do this, you add keywords to your folder, and then you ensure you go there, double check that you have a full picture over the keyword situation for your product. Another step here would be the fact that we need to remember that, of course, we have collected some keywords, and those are important for you to, of course, get sales, get some ranking, but there are some other options how you can get sales on Amazon and potentially also get cheaper cost per click, is that you can target competitors, you can target ASINs. So what you do, you go to Amazon, you search for different keywords. In this case, we're just going to take the most important and generic one, is kids temporary tattoos. We do the X-ray, filter, remove, hide the sponsored ones, and then you can analyze and pick the ASINs, the products that you want to target. Here you have to remember that here there is an arrow, you press it, the drop-down menu, and it shows whether the product has some variations. Because if I'm putting this ASIN into my Amazon advertising, my ad is going to be shown in most of the cases only under this ASIN. But to be 100% sure that you're utilizing the competitors as much as possible, you have to copy all of the variations, of course, which are relevant for you. And then you copy those products that are relevant, you want to target in PPC, and put it in a separate Excel. I'm going to show you later. This is the first option. You go through the bestsellers, you sort them by revenue, and then you go and choose which ones you want to target. What I recommend you to remember, you can also group them. Let's say we separately pick the bestsellers. Those are probably the most expensive targets to try. Then you can research on the products that, let's say, have bad reviews. So those having 4.5, but hey, are there some products that are having bad reviews? So potential I'm having a more interesting offer than those products. And then you get those ASINs, you double check the revenue, if it makes sense for you. I mean, decent one, 700 still. If you are able to get this traffic from them for a cheap price, do this. Try to find a group of products with worse offer than you have. And then you can make a separate advertising campaigns on Amazon where you're just targeting, let's say, competitors with low reviews, competitors with more like who are more expensive than you. And you can think about so many different groupings. And that's what I see that not all the sellers are doing. I mean, try to think about competition from the strategic point of view. Try to think, okay, what is my offer? How do I compete with others? Who do I want to put into the target? Who do I don't want to put? If you have a competitor, this like price is better than your product, offer is better, reviews are better, like you don't have any advantage, like maybe content, then of course you want to test them in the product targeting campaigns, but most likely it's going to be less effective than just trying to target the ones that are not that interesting for the customers. So try to go to Helium, check and think about different groups that you can create here, like again, revenue, what is their price, what is their rating, amount of reviews also. If you are a seller who has 50 reviews, you can easily compete with the ones who have more than 200. If you have 1,000 reviews, you can compete with the ones who have 5,000. So don't think that if I don't have that many reviews, customers are always going to pick the products that have more reviews. It really depends. If you have a good offer, good content, good price, good branding, you have all the chances to still get the sales. So this is the first option. You go to different keywords, phrases, you search, you do the X-ray, and you try to sort by revenue, sort by different settings, and just copy all the ASINs that are interesting for product targeting. You can also use Helium in the way that Cerebro can show you competitors. So you go there, you press the, let's say, and put 1, 2 ASINs, and then you ask Helium to show you some other competitors, just to ensure again that you haven't missed any other interesting ASINs. After you made the research, I would recommend you to structure all this data that you find. The way how you can do this, of course, there are a lot of different options. You can leave it in Helium, you can use your own Google Sheets, but I'm gonna just show you the file that I like to use. It's super simple, easy to track, especially in the beginning when you set up the campaigns. I'll be sharing this file as well. And here, what you do, you have a list of keywords in Helium. You open it, again, you can find those tools, my list keywords here. And then you just need to transfer this information to the file that you want to use to control which campaigns and which keywords were utilized in PPC. You just go, select all of them, then you download the CSV file. You go to Google Sheets, File, Import, and then you upload the file that you just saved. On this page, we just pick the import location, insert new sheet, then detect automatically the separator type, import data, and then we have the keywords that we just collected. We can remove this information, we can remove this information, and we can also sort it by the search volume. So now we can use those keywords. And in this file, you will see there are a lot of different things that you can basically structure it in the way that maybe for your product, you have a lot of search volumes that are more than 1,000. So I'm going to have a separate tab here. I'm going to put the keywords, and then you can group them. You can also just put it under one keywords kind of tier here. You can have different ones like 50 to 1,000 and etc. The most important that you have a list of all the keywords here, the search volume, and what to do next, and just to explain those columns. When it comes to manual campaigns on Amazon, again, you have exact, phrase, and broad matches. And one of the most important things I'll be talking about is it's important to separate. So you have one product, you have one keyword that you are targeting. Let's say it's temperatures for kids. So we have to create 3 different campaigns, exact, phrase, and broad. So as soon as we created this campaign, we just mark it here. So then we can go here and analyze, okay, what already has been done on my PPC setup, what needs to be added. Again, those are separate campaigns I recommend for big keywords. If it's smaller ones like this, it's fine if you put like 5 to 10 keywords in one campaign. But again, I would recommend to have a structured file where you just follow all of your implementations and you follow the development of the adding keywords, etc. Here you are putting the ASINs that you were taking from the X-ray, Cerebral Research, and you put the ASIN number here. I also recommend you to, if you have different variations, you can put it here, or you can also mark here that, okay, it also has variations. You just copy paste your ASIN number, then you go to Amazon, paste the ASIN number, it shows the product, and then you can go to, let's say, we paste it here. Sorry, copy here. Then we can go to Amazon.com. And we can actually find products by just putting the ASIN here. And you can also see some competitors sometimes. Yeah, you see it might be a bit challenging to find it. I don't remember how it looks. This way, it's just better to copy the link for the product. So let's say we take this product, we copy the link, we insert it in our file here. And so then basically, let's group it like this. Then we can actually mark it before or after that there are some variations. And so you just go to this product. You press X-ray. And if there are some variations, in this case it's only one, all the variations are gonna appear on the list here, and you'll be able to copy ASIN for each of those. Then on this file, you can also separately put the branded keywords. If your brand has some search volume, I recommend always to store those keywords separately, and you're also going to create separate campaigns for that and track them, not the same way that you do for offensive campaigns. Again, offensive is something that is not related to branded keywords. Defensive campaigns are related to your branded keywords. And on this file, you can also copy paste some of the screenshots from Helium, of the search volume, trends, and etc. Super simple file. You can customize, you can do it in a different way. The most important aspect I wanted to communicate here is that the fact of importance of controlling what you implement. And sometimes you might forget what you implement, what not, but in this way you are structured and you're good to go with PPC campaigns. So that was the most important information about the research, just the basics. What I want to do now is just walk you through some of the placements on Amazon, just to ensure that you understand all the differences. So when we're searching for products, let's say protein bars, what is important to understand that most of the placements that you're going to see on the first page are sponsored. That's why it's important to run PPC campaigns. Amazon is getting more and more competitive, and PPC is quite important now because you are basically kind of tied to utilizing PPC if you want to get some traffic and sales. What is important to understand? The way how Amazon works. If you spend some money on keywords and you get some sales from PPC campaigns, sponsored and organic are connected, which means that the more sales I get from PPC campaigns, the more ranking I generate for this keyword, and also the higher in the organic position on the pages your product will be, so you also get more organic sales. So you run PPC not just to get sales, but you also get it to get some organic sales. When you go to Amazon, again, the first thing you're gonna see is this sponsored brand campaign. So you can actually, if you are a brand registered seller, you are able to run ads and show it here, and then you will see all of those are sponsored. So all of those sellers are paying to get this exposure on this page. But then if you don't see any marks that it's sponsored, that you can see it's organic, you can also see bestseller, you will see Amazon recommended products on some pages, video advertising, so we can also do this in our PPC setup. And so for your research when it comes to the new product, or you're just trying to revise your PPC strategies, I recommend not only looking into the first page, but also going to the second, third. You can do X-ray analysis there separately as well. And the most important, just always remember that you not only look into the most searched keywords, but to really try to narrow down your products. For instance, let's say I'm trying to sell the product, which is vegan fish, canned food or something. You will see that, plant-based vegan spread food. This product is probably not getting a lot of searches. I mean, in the way that, it's a vegan spread for plant-based fish or something like this. So you cannot just take all of the products on the first page and put them in PPC campaigns. You really need to do the research and try to understand for which keywords I'm more likely to convert. Who are my true competitors? Let's say this one, plant-based fish. So this is specifically plant-based fish. This is specifically plant-based fish. This is not fish, it's chicken, but it's also kind of vegan and plant-based. Our customers who are looking for plant-based vegan snacks might be interested in buying this product, yes, but it's a broad search. The broader searches, the more there is a chance that customer just researching and not converting. So you want to ensure that first you cover super targeted search queries on Amazon. If you're selling plant-based fish, trying to find the similar products, try to find similar searches. If it's a small category, you don't have that many keywords, okay, you target all of them. You target the ones that are having 50 searches per month. You do the broad campaigns, phrases, but it's super important for you to first secure the narrowed down category and niche. And then, starting from there, you go next and you think, okay, super broad category, vegan snacks. Research what they are doing. Let's say there are vegan snacks with, let's say we have here plant-based ground beef, crispy plant-based. So which products are more likely to be to catch the similar audience than my product, which let's say it's this fish piece vegan. So you go and you try to think about it from the perspective of the customer, collect some different keywords and test it, make some different groups, let's say vegan snacks. Because if people are looking for just vegan meats, it's not the same as vegan snacks. So you have to define what is snack, what is just a normal food, what is category, and Normally, when it comes to Amazon, you just need 1-2 weeks to go through different categories, browse, understand the difference between generic keyword and narrow down, and you'll be able to understand those differences quite easily. So please remember this: when doing the keyword research, you have to understand whether the generic keyword is fully relevant to your product, or you might be interested to narrow it down. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any comments, feel free to reach out, ask any questions. So if you need some help with the research or would like to just discuss your case, whether you're already selling on Amazon or you're planning to sell it, again, you can reach out, LinkedIn, emails. Our agency is called Inels, so you can find me on LinkedIn. You can go to Inels website, contact us there. But again, LinkedIn is also one of the best options to have a quick chat. So here's the website. We're actually going to update it soon when it comes to design and features. And yeah, my LinkedIn. So feel free to reach out, and I hope this was helpful.